Start marching now, sitting or standing. And this is just the bit to get us warmer, to get things going. Oh, always somebody sneaks in late here, but we'll get marching anyway. So any sort of marching, not morning.
That's because you've just got out of bed.
I have got my bed brain on. Jackie, evening.
Evening.
So just warming up, Jackie. Things that you'll need today, Jackie. Weights.
Yep.
A band that you can tie into a loop.
Yeah.
A pen.
Right.
And the weirdest one is a plate that won't break, like a plastic plate or a lid or something like that. And something you can put on it. So I've got a ball with lumpy bits on, but it could be like a sock ball.
Yeah.
Just literally some socks. Yeah. You can do it in your hand if you like. So if you don't want to go off and find a plate now, we can just pop it in your hand instead.
Right. Fine. Thank you.
All right. Is there anything extra you need to let me know about, Jackie?
No, I'm fine. Thank you.
Brilliant. Right. I'm going to put us all on full screen. Keep marching. I'm going to give you things to do. Right. So things to do. Place your hands in a prayer position. Now you can stop the marching at any time. It's nothing dramatic. It's just to get the blood pumping. But could you get your arms going out and in, out and in, and they meet somewhere in the middle. This might be small. It might be like this. It might be big. It's whatever your arms are feeling like today. Oh, my legs are already tired.
Yeah.
Right, and then we're going to change it. Next, let me just check. I think we're doing a little, yeah, that's the one. So it's a little heel dig in front and the opposite hand pushes away. That's partly for our brain warm up as well. So if you want to make it a little bit slinky, Ames, you can't help but make it a bit slinky.
Am I making it slinky?
It's a little bit like there's some music going. Yeah, we're all making it a bit slinky now.
In my pajamas, no less.
This is what I love though. And then we're going to change it because we've just got it all going. And so now I've got to, you know, mix it all up. So now I'm just waiting for the moment where my brain's going to do it. Oh, that's the one. Right, so side step out, opposite arm over the front. Lovely. So it's low impact. You could make it sort of jumpy if you want to, but I know that most of us don't want that too much. And I'm going to put some impacts in later. So hopefully you're getting a bit breathy and the body's getting a bit warmer. I need the walk fit sessions.
This is more like walk fit. I was about to say that.
I'm just coming close. Oh, right now. So a little bit of a hip hinge backwards and forwards, little hip hinges. There's going to be squats and things later. So at the moment, it's just sending your bum back and bringing it forwards, back and forwards, back and forwards. You don't get, the knees don't bend, basically. And the hamstrings get a little bit of a pull, but just a warm-up one. And then next, oh, something what the elbows doing. Elbows, arms for, oh, yeah. So arms forward, arms back, arms forward, arms back. Your body doesn't change in the middle, so it doesn't sort of do anything like that. We're just moving the shoulders around and opening the chest a little and putting a little bit of back extension in. That's it. And then the next bit, oh yeah. And then we're going to have marching again, arms up and down. Against a wall is great as well, lovely. So these are all sort of movements that are going to come into what we're doing today. Last one. And then get your feet face forwards. There's a bit of a gap. So I've got, oh, it looks like a large gap, a large book between my feet, that sort of space. Might be 2 fists if you're sitting. And we're going to do heel drops and I'll give you different ways. So it might be you're just going to go up and down and you're going to take your time. It might be that you're going to go down with a little bump and you're going to get your impact in that way. And we're going to do about 10 to 20. The recommended amount is about of impacts like this going through the legs, about 40 in a day.
You know you're doing it right if the walls are shaking.
That's the one. I was at the doll's house shaking here, so I could think that the whole world is moving. I always think the cracks are going to show on the ceiling downstairs as
There's
well.
only so much my foot's going to take of it, to be honest with you, the plantar fasciitis foot.
What's with your foot, Amy?
I've got plantar fasciitis in my right foot, so
Ah, yes.
there's so much it's going to let me do.
Yeah, you're probably just doing little ones. And now stamp your feet. So flat feet and just give them a stamp. You can stick to one side. Hi, Susie.
Sorry, I'm late. I fell asleep.
Have you got the list of everything, Susie? The weights, the band?
Well, apart from the plate, which I can get easily.
Yeah, plate with a ball or a sock ball. Bit more of a stamp. And then last thing we're going to do before we get into some weights is something for our hands. So this is like a little potato, bang, 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 bang. Now, how hard you go, up to you and what your hands like. I can only take so much of this myself, but I know it's good for them. And then we're going to give a clap at the front and a clap at the back if you can get round the back. If you're seated, it's much harder to get round the back. Perfect. That's it. And that's just enough to get Susie warmed up. Right, the next bit is going to be a series of things, have a break, with holding weights. Now, we're not always going to be lifting the weights, we might just be holding them. At any time, because there's going to be like a series of exercises when we're still holding the weights, anytime you want to put them down, you know you can. You don't have to keep holding them. So we're going to hold the weights and do different things. Some of them are going to be that sort of classic bicep curls, but some things we're going to be doing with our legs and our hips whilst we hold the weight, just to make it more of a challenge, more sort of strength into the body. So grab your weights. Mine look big, they're a kilogram, you know, so you've got to go for what works for you. I know I can't go heavy at the moment. So you're holding your weights. Now, Marta, I want you to march and do more of a knee lift like that. But otherwise, we're going for a hip hinge. Standing the bum back. The arms, they're heavy, just let them be heavy. And if you're comfortable making that more of a squat, make it more of a squat, but take your time. I've not even put the timer on, so let me get the timer on. That was just our warm up. But the timer, the 40-second timer is going. And we haven't got to worry about counting. And you don't have to keep going if it feels a bit much. I'm trying to give us a bit less to think about, so there's going to be a bit more repetition in today's session. But it also means that we're holding the weights for longer. Or we're near the end. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh, nice fast ending. And now just give your legs a little kick out, a little shake, a few seconds break, maybe a little wiggle of the bum. So the next one is just arms. So you could sit for this, you could take it down and sit, because we're going to do bicep curls, or you can stay standing, completely up to you. So we're going to bring the elbows in so they're snug. So this part of your arm doesn't move, it just stays there. And your knuckles and your fingernails are turned so that they're going to come towards your shoulders and come away. Now, if you want less, do one and then the other. So we're just doing our little warm up for it. I'm going to press start. 40-second timer is going. Take your time. That's it. And you can change at any time and then do one and then the other, or just keep it going. You might use your breath and exhale as you bring them towards you. That's it. Everyone's got their serious game face on now.
I'm a little bit out of breath after all the squats.
Right. Oh, I was going to say it's nearly done. It is done. Keep hold of your weights if you can. If you want to put them down, you can put them down, but if you can hold them, keep holding them. That's a good sign, Marty, you're warming up. I hardly ever warm up, so. Right, again, just a little wiggle of the shoulders. The next one's going to be the legs. So you're holding your weights and we're going to give ourselves, almost like you're giving yourself a little kick in the bum. The foot is flat as you do this. Now, if you're doing this on a chair, sit at the edge of the chair and you're tapping slowly a toe underneath and you're trying to get a little squeeze on the back of your thigh. That's what we're aiming for. So if we're doing these standing, take your time and really get that squeeze. Right, we've had our warm up. We're going to press start. So little hamstring curls. And if you wanted, you could stay to one side and do 2 or 3 on one side. A bit balancy. Oh, and then same on the other. And don't worry if your foot's not getting very close to your bum. You're getting that hamstring curl, however you're getting it. It's all good. That's it. Another break. Excellent. Oh, please stop. That's it. Right. Still holding the weights. So this time we're going to put 2 things together from what we've done. So if you've done the squats, we're going to do a hip hinge or a squat. And then a bicep curl. If you were doing the marching, you could do a march, one side, then the other, and then a bicep curl. So you could choose either of those from that selection. So you can think what you're doing. You might even mix it up. I'm going to press start again. There we go. If you wanted to put in those little hamstring curls, you could do as well. It's like a little mix of everything we've done. Looking very good. And then have a break. And this time, still holding onto the weights. This is the last one. If you need to put them down, you know you can. So for the last one, we're going to do something with the arms. And you can do this standing or sitting. So if I was doing it standing, I go into a slight hip hinge for this. And I'm going to work one arm first. I'm not going to do both arms together. So this part of my arm, let me put this one down, stays against the body. And this part's going to push back because it's a tricep exercise. And you're trying to tighten that bit as the arm goes back. You can do it seated. Sitting on the edge of the chair is nice, sort of at the side, and taking it back like that. So I'm going to try and split the time into 2 halves. So I'm going to look for the 22nd so you can swap arms. So have one in each arm ready. Right, here we go. One side. Keep that arm really close to you and just the lower arm that moves. That's it. And then get ready to swap over. Use your exhale as you push back. That helps. Exhale with the effort generally. That's it. See it coming. Right now, put your weights down.
Oh, we didn't change sides. Oh no.
I gave you the halfway point.
Oh,
No, you didn't.
Arms had 40 seconds in.
I've got to even out now.
Else because your arms are it's not. But just think of your arms, they're going to be like grrr afterwards.
One massive arm, yeah.
So have a drink, have a bit of a shakeout. We've done a great big chunk. Tick, 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 tick. Next is going to be a bit of balance. So you're going to need your pen. And if you've been in some of my light classes recently, we've been doing pen things quite a lot. So it's just a way to train your eyes, train your brain, train your balance. So we're going to bring it to a sort of balance like that when we stand on one leg. So get yourself into some sort of position where you can raise your leg. You can do it sitting or standing. First, take your pen in front of you, hold it ahead and just look at the pen. Now I want you to go side to side, so your eyes are still looking at the pen, but it's like you're saying no, quite slowly. So if you get dizzy easily, take it slow. Now your hand doesn't move, it's just your head. That's it. So your head's doing that side to side, that's it. Now you might find that your brain's going, this is okay now. And you can make your side to sides bigger, but you never lose sight of the top of that pen. You also might find that you can't do that. Now we're going to change direction. Now we're going to do a yes, a nod up and down whilst keeping that pen in sight, that top of the pen, and you can change arms if you want to. And you remember all our brains are different, you know, some people like roller coasters, some people hate them. And it's all to do with how your vestibular system, your balance system, responds to things like that. And now just stare at your pen again. And we're going to move our head and our eyes are going to draw around the top of the pen, like you're drawing a circle around the top, but your eyes are always staring at that top of the pen. And then pause and take that circle the other way. Take the pen down, stare ahead. Just look ahead. You might be looking at the wall or the top of your screen. And find something to stare ahead at. I'm looking at a bit of a shadow on the wall. And now I want you to take one foot off the floor any way you like. That's it. And just hold it. And keep staring at the thing you're staring at, the shadow or the dot on the wall or whatever it is. And just find your balance. Now you might be struggling with finding your balance, that it might already be enough for your body. If you want more challenge, I want you to move just your eyes and you could go side to side, go slow or up and down. But that's only if the rest of your body's happy. And then take it down and just have a little wiggle. Well done. Oh. That leg does get all your weight through it during that time. So it's nice weight bearing, but you can feel it afterwards. Now we're going to think about the other side. So take the weight to the other side. Find whatever you're looking at on the wall or on a picture or whatever it is. Take your foot off the floor. Don't worry about how it looks. And just stare at that patch on the wall or that picture or that dot. Something that doesn't move that you can keep staring at. That's it. Your arms are allowed to help you. If you want more, try your eyes just going slightly up and slightly down, slightly up and slightly down, and then take it down. Oh. Give everything a wiggle. Right, have a drink, have a little walk around, just reset yourselves. The next thing we're going to do is moving our leg out to the side, something like that sort of movement. Different ways you can do it. You can do it with your loop band around your ankles, a bit like you've got knickers around your ankles, my favourite one. And you might hold on to something and you're pushing that leg away like that. So that's one option. You can bring the band higher, which can be quite tricky to do. And you can move away that way. It's softer doing it that way. Having the band lower down, knickers around the ankles, is harder and gives you a much smaller movement. I prefer it like that. I don't feel it digging in. It just feels nicer. But if you don't like the loop band at all, you could put a weight at your side and just hold it there. So you're pushing. The resistance isn't as much, but it's giving you some resistance. And it's giving you a little bit of feedback. So make your choice. And we're going to do 40 seconds each side. We're going to have a break in the middle. And you can definitely touch something, hold on to something, hold a wall, all that stuff. Right, let's go. And you can see it doesn't need to be big. I'm not going to do big ones for 40 seconds. That's not going to happen. It's like little nudges. And this is giving you strength here. If this is a tricky area for you, this is the one. Oh, goodness me. I can really feel this one. We're coming right to the end. 3, 2, 1. Right, now have a little break, the best you can with your loop bands around your ankles. Oh, perhaps we'll do a little bit of hula hooping here, just to ease off. Right, we're going to go again. Now this side is probably going to tire sooner. If you want to stop before the 40 seconds, please do. Your foot's facing forwards. And just think of this side, just your leg nudging away. That's it. And if you want to take your arms out for balance, you can do. If you want to touch something, you can do. That's it. Just that little nudge. We're over halfway. That's it. Last 7 seconds. They're getting fewer. Oh. Step out of your band. Move it out of the way. Give everything a rub. Now we're going to do the same sort of things for the arms. I'll show you what it looks like. You'll need the weights for this one. The arms are going to be a little bit bent. Suzanne, you're probably fine going against the wall. It's going to work the best for this. So you're upright, you can be sat or standing. And we're going to alternate. We're going to go one side away and then the other side away. So the bit that we're really concentrating on is having something, imagining that you're just pushing against your jumper or you're pushing something upwards with that arm. You've all got it. Beautiful. Right. Here we go. It's a bit like we've all got wings. But we haven't learned to fly yet. That's it. Over halfway. Now to finish, you might want to try both. Just go little ones, a really little bird just beginning to learn to fly. That's it. Or stick to the alternate ones. You're done. Put the weights down. ease off. We're going to go for the balance challenge with the plate and the ball. So your weight's somewhere safe out of the way. You want a bit of room now to move. So you might be, if you're in a chair, you might be just rocking backwards and forwards doing this. And you just want to be able to put your feet in different directions. If you are standing, you want to be able to have different options, moving your feet, maybe forwards and backwards, maybe a little out to the side. So you don't want anything that's going to trip you up in the way. You're going to need your plate or even just your hand and your round thing. And we're going to hold it in one hand, like we're, you know, waiters with a delicious giant Ferrero Rocher or something. If you're sitting, narrow your legs. Maybe you could have one leg forwards, one leg back, so that one toe is tucked under the chair and they're just close together. And I just want you to move that arm around you and your core is then doing the work. If you're standing, try 1 foot forwards, 1 foot back. That's it. I'm going to get the timer on for this, but I might shout something, do something different as we're doing it.
Are we trying to keep it in the centre?
Well, yeah, it's all relative, really. It might be you're just trying to keep it on the plate.
I'm cheating a bit. Mine's more like a bowl.
Yeah, so yeah, go for that. See if you can keep it in the centre. I've got a prickly ball, so sometimes I can get it to sort of rest on the prickles. Sometimes I can't. Can you switch to a different leg leading forwards? That's it. It's going to finish. Now, I want us to keep going. I want you to swap hands. So swap your hands over. I'm going to press again. Could you get your legs going somewhere out to the side? So maybe a little step out to the side. That's it. Now your eyes have got to do a lot of things. So they might be watching the screen. You might watch your ball. But it's giving your brain extra things to do. That's it. Now you could try and keep your ball even more still as you're doing this, or even more to the center of whatever you're doing. That's it. And you might even try and take 1 foot back behind you. That's it. Might even be a little backward step. Oh. And then we're done. Take that one down. Quite fun, that one. You can add to that one by starting to do like weird counting, you know, count in 3s from a weird number, or remember vegetables in alphabetical order or something odd like that. Back to a weight. This time it's going to be a weight that you hold between your hands and we're going to push it away from us. So something that you're comfortable holding. I quite like a dumbbell and holding it like that. We're going to push it. It's not straight up. It's sort of diagonally away from your chest. So bring it to your chest. Push it away from your chest. Okay. Ready? Let's go. Perfect. Susie, what is that you're pushing away? Is it a heat pad?
That's the base of a cake tin.
It's reminding me of, we've got those little sort of circle pads that you put in the microwave for, you know, for heat, for our dog.
Oh, right, yeah.
And it's, I thought, I said, a giant one of those. But perfect. It's like you've just won Wimbledon or something.
That will never happen.
We can live the dream. Let your arms rest. And then could you make a shape that sort of takes up space, wide legs, wide arms, and let's have the palms facing forwards. So just take up space. If you're leaning against a wall, really feel that wall with the back of your head, back of your shoulders. If you're doing this seated, you can use right the very back of the chair and push your feet downwards. And we want to feel a bit of openness across here. You know the ribs might come forwards. We can always put our hand there and just give those front ribs a little reminder. You can stay calm, you can stay there. We're just trying to be wide. We're taking up space on a train or on a bus. No one can sit next to us. And then relax. And then take up space again. And then relax. And take up space again. Fantastic, relax. So we do that one for back extension. It just opens all that area up and you can feel it opening up your chest. Now we're going to go into different sort of prone positions. So it might be you're okay in all fours, you can go to all fours. It might be you go to this sort of position onto something that won't move. But you could also do this standing, and I can give you a sitting option as well. So we're all going to do the same thing. I'll show you it in all the different positions. Let me just move down a little bit. If you're doing this in all fours, press your shins down to the floor, press your palms down. You can even get your elbows to draw some little circles first, just to encourage them to not push right forward. So the pointy bits draw little circles. And then we're going to slide an arm away and a leg away and just lift a little. It's not so much that your back does that. I don't want your back to do a little arc. I don't want your head to go back. It's just lifting a little, and you can alternate. If you're doing this against here, we're going to lift a leg and an arm, and then the other leg and arm. If you're doing it standing, one arm back, one leg back. Again, you don't want to get a real arch in the back, just enough to feel your bum tense and have a little squeeze in the bum. And if you're doing this sitting, one arm up and the other foot tucked underneath. We're all there. I'm going to press start. So whichever variant you're doing, if you're doing the all fours, get your tabletop back as much as you can. And keeping our gaze on the mat and not letting our nose get closer to the floor. So we're all getting a bit more back extension in doing this. That's it. Lovely. Remember to pull the front ribs back. If you feel like they're sort of dipping and you're getting an arch, bringing those front ribs back. It's a classic one for bendies. They love to come forwards and arc. So just keeping that thing, and have a break, have a wiggle. We're in the cool down bit now. So bring yourself to some sort of upright position so you can roll your shoulders. So forwards, back. Now we've done quite a lot with arms today. So can you bring your hands somewhere near your shoulders? And could you bring your elbows together and apart? We're not maxing out here. We're just being gentle with ourselves. That's it. And then could you circle your elbows and get a little bit of waist rotation? Very nice. And then we can either do that one again, or you could, if we just move the camera up slightly, you can cradle your head and let them open and close here. You're not pushing your head forwards. The hands are very light on the head. So it might be like this, or you might be down here. And then we're going to hold it open. And your elbows, just check. If you do your eyes side to side, you can just about see them. You don't want them further back than that. That's it. Lovely. And then let them come in. And we're going to hold again. That's it. Just hold there. Oh, see if we can drop anything, do a little wiggle. Very nice. And then take your arms down. We're going to make a big sort of swishy movement. That's it. If you're standing, let your feet and legs move. And slow that down. And then we're going to go back to that taking up space movement. So I'm going to give you options. You can either do it with your arms down and your palms face the front, or you can do it making an X shape. Your X can be quite wide. You can see my arms are much wider than my legs because my arms do not want to go too close to each other. They're like this. So you're just reaching out, and then you could take it downwards as well. Or you can keep it down. You might think, oh, hello, Winnie.
You've missed most of the class, Winnie.
She's like giddy that it's beginning.
She's so funny. Loves a bit of Pilates, don't you, Winnie?
It's just hearing our voices.
Yeah.
Bring your arms down, give your fingers a little wiggle. Bring your fingers together and apart gently. So the straightish fingers, you don't want them to do like a big flare or anything, so keep it really gentle. The squeezing part is when they come together. Letting them part, squeeze, let them part, squeeze. Now, keep them together. We're going to do it almost like a little roll down. The fingers and then up. That's it. And could you take it down to a fist? Not squeezing super tight. And then up again. Down to a fist. And up again. And then take your hands, stroke your arms. And then we're going to stroke our neck and shoulders. They've just worked really hard for us. You might stroke your head and your hair and your face. It's the end of the day. Any remains of makeup is pretty much gone. And then anywhere else that you feel that you need it, just brush off everything that we've done. I thought, Marty, you were going to do a dramatic take your hair down moment then. I'm going to do that in a minute. And then you're done.
Yay.
Palms out to the side. I feel like we have to finish with that. Oh, and bring your hands together and into your chest.